Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, today's lesson, we're going to go into, the house of David being risen up, alright, and how the elect, alright, the children of Israel are going to have the heathen and possession. Alright, this is something that you got to, be aware of, alright, because the Lord is going to give the children of Israel power and dominion and rulership in the planet Earth, but also over all the heathen. Alright, so this lesson is to teach you Israelites out there who don't know, what you're about to inherit. Meaning what the Lord's about to give you. Okay? The Lord's going to give you us, the heathen, for the heathen and the planet Earth. Alright, so we're going to go into the house of David being risen up to 144,000, and also, what's going to happen to the heathen. Alright, how they're literally going to go in bondage. Like right now, the Israelites, we're at the bottom. Okay, the tables are going to turn. See, this is why right now we're seeing the effects of the so-called white man, okay, the Edomites, who call themselves Caucasian. Caucasian, it simply means cave dweller, alright, because they lived in the caves, alright. That's what Caucasian means. It means he that dwells in the caves, because that is their natural habitat. Okay, that is their natural habitat, Why do you think they like to go live in the hills, or go rock climbing and all that? Because that's their natural habitat, Some know, some don't know, So, today we're going to go into that, to let you Israelites know out there that, we are about to receive all those blessings and benefits. The planet Earth, power and dominion over the heathen. You see? Alright, so it's going to be a very, just to edify you, to let you know, alright, you hear about the destruction coming, martial law, okay. But, today, we're going to go into what you guys are about to receive. Let's speak about it, what the Lord is about to give you. You see, there's a reason why these Edomites and heathens hate us so much, because they want what we're going to inherit. Remember, we're going to be able to go to other planets, space travel, and Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem El Shai is going to give his elect, everybody, okay? The men, women, and children, starting with 144,000 on down. Okay, you're all going to have brand new bodies. Okay, you're going to be superhuman on the earth. So you'll be able to go underneath the water like Aquaman. You'll be able to breathe. These are facts. Okay, you'll be able to go to outer space, and you won't need a space apparatus, which is, like the astronauts, they have a spacesuit. You won't need that. Okay, you'll be able to go, fly in those spaceships and go travel from planets to planets. Okay, remember, the Lord tells us, I go and prepare a place for you. Okay, in my Father's house are many mansions. It's talking about planets. Okay, that's all created for the Israelites. This is why these heathens, they know that. The top heathens. This is why they're trying to wipe us out. They're going to try. Remember, key word, try. They're going to try, but they're going to get beat down. They're going to be able to get their hands on the dum-dums, on the dummies, the flunkies, on the two-thirds. But the elect, when it comes to the elect, that's where the world's going to know, oh, damn, like the Lord's with them, because our enemies won't be able to do anything against them, Alright, so let's go Amos chapter 9, verse 8. And we're going to go down to the 15th verse. Amos chapter 9, verse 8 on down. Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua power, are upon the sinful kingdom. So the Lord is watching, okay, everything. He's seeing what everybody's doing. Remember, even every idle word has to give an account in the day of judgment. Yeah, it comes down to all that. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So yeah, the Lord's gonna bring a lot of destruction. Saving that, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. So the house of Jacob is the children of Israel, because the 12 tribes, we go back to the 12 sons of Jacob. See, that's why when we say, when the teachers, when we say, what's wrong with you, Jake? We're talking about the Israelites. All right, for Jacob. See, all right. So the Lord, He's only gonna save the elect, not all Israel. Remember, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. See that? I mean, shit. That's pretty plain to the point. Would say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. See, because the 2/3 and the Edomites and heathens, a lot of them, say like, oh yeah, ain't nothing gonna happen to us. We're gonna rule forever. Ain't nothing gonna happen. It's all good. It's all peaches and cream. All right, So this is what we're reading here. Verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacles of David that is fallen. See, so this is 144,000. Okay, that's the government body. All right, the next rulers, they are Yahushai brothers. Okay, the prophets. That's very heavy, very, very heavy, because in these churches, have you ever learned that the Lord and Savior had brothers? You say, who's the 144,000? Well, that's the house of David. All right, they're not ordinary men. They're the first fruits. They're the first spirits ever created, right after Yahushai. So they go way back, go way back. See? All right. And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Right, because we once had it, but there had to be a falling away first. Because this is the way the Lord had it, programmed, because before the Lord gives us, other planets' power and dominion over the heathen, okay, we had to learn a valuable lesson and education. See, because the Lord could have had it where Adam would have never went off, okay, but there's no lesson there. It's not necessarily that, Adam and Eve just messed up. No, the Lord made them do that, okay, because the Lord is teaching us all a lesson. Remember, it's always a lesson to be learned. It's all education. You see, it's all education. Because before we get the kingdom, before we get all the planets, and all that, we have to learn. We have to learn what it is, what wickedness is. So this is why the Lord had us go off, so that way, so that way there had to be a falling away first. See? There had to be a falling away first. All right, so this is why. We're in this predicament, because yes, we went off as a nation, but remember, the Lord controls it. All right, the Lord is teaching us a lesson. It's all education. All right, so that way, before we get the kingdom, we're gonna understand what it is, So that way, when we rule over the heathen, the Edomites are gonna be done away with after 1,000 years, but the heathen are gonna given back their land. So we're gonna rule over them, but in righteousness, we're gonna give them a fair shake. We're not gonna treat them like the way Esau does, because we're gonna properly know how to rule, because we know what wickedness is. We know how it is, to get treated like shit, get oppressed. We know what it is because we experienced it. See? So that way, when we get the kingdom, we're gonna know. All right, look, we're gonna know how to treat people and stuff. The right way. You see? So it's all education. Alright, here we go. Amos chapter 9 and verse 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. Okay, so here we go. Here goes into our, what we're about to inherit, what we're about to receive. See? That they may possess, who? The Israelites, starting with the elect. Alright, then the 2/3, you guys are going to come in, later, after you guys feel the fire and receive your judgment. The 2/3, you guys are still going to inherit the kingdom. Okay, but when the elect, procreate and have, children, then the 2/3 are going to come back in, as a fresh start. See? But that's how much mercy the Lord has on the children of Israel. Right now, He's going to destroy the 2/3 because you guys are, acting like a bunch of degenerates, but you're still going to inherit the kingdom. All right? It's just that right now you're going to receive your judgment, but when the elect, procreate, that the 2/3, you guys are going to come back in. Yeah. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. Who's that? The Edomites. Because we're gonna put them in slavery very soon. Very soon, very soon. See that? And check it out. Here we go. All right, and all the heathen. So all the heathen. It's not just just Esau and Moab. Who Esau, the so-called white man, the Edomites, and Moab, the so-called Chinese. Not just y'all. Everybody. Okay. Elam, Ishmael, Ammon, all you are going into slavery. See? See that? So all the heathen. Everybody, everybody. See that? So this is what you gotta realize. That you're gonna, the Israelites, you got real power and a kingdom coming your way. You're talking about royalty beyond to the max. Space travel. Imagine you go travel other galaxies. Go to other planets, have your own spaceship. For real. See? How many of these churches are telling you guys about that? See? Yeah. Which are called by my name, said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that doeth this. Verse 13. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed. And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. Yeah, because everything's going back to milk and honey. Where none of this fast food and all this GMOs and lab meat and all that. We're going back. Everything's going back to natural. Eating natural. Living off the earth. You can just go live life. And eat off fruit trees. As you will. Drink water freely. All right. None of this bondage. We have to pay for water and worry about a pandemic and what the hell is gonna happen next and shit, man. I worked for my retirement. Now I can't even retire. But that's all right. Remember, the wicked are ruling. This is why. Remember, it's all education. This is why you gotta understand who's in rulership and why the Lord has them in ruling. Remember, it's not that they're powerful than us. The Lord's just teaching us education. So remember, when this martial law comes and all this, civil war, it's gonna be fast. It's not gonna be years and years because the Lord's gonna show up already. It's gonna be real fast. Remember, the wicked, yeah, they have a small little window to act up, but it's a small little window, you guys. You know, just hang in there. Just small little window. Small little window. All right, it's not all, like, oh man, it's gonna be forever. No, it's a small little window. So just endure it. Whatever you gotta endure, endure it. Because remember what's coming after that. The kingdom, power and dominion over the heathen. See that? Huh? So that's why you have to understand what it is. So you can be thoroughly rooted and grounded in the faith. See? Verse 14. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel. Okay, not the world. Alright, the Israelites. And they shall build the waste cities. Yeah, because Jerusalem is going to be built back up. Alright, because the, yeah, because all these cities are going to be built back up, except America. America is going to be remained as a memorial. This is what happens when the wicked, when you try to go up against the Most High. All right. But Israel, remember, Israel right now, the land of Israel is going to be completely nuked. All right, by Russia and primarily Russia, and whoever else the Lord has, bombed the crap out of them. But Israel will be completely nuked. But Israel is gonna Jerusalem. That's our capital, because that's the center of the earth. All right, and that's gonna be built up. That's the city of pure gold. That's right there in Jerusalem. All right, it's gonna be it's gonna be amazing. It's good. The streets are gonna be pure gold. All right, and just a quick testimony. But yeah, the Lord gave me a vision when I saw the kingdom of heaven real shortly. All right, and what I can tell you guys is that the buildings were literally pure gold, pure gold. Like how these rich elites, they have like gold bars, like that. That's how the buildings were. They were pure gold. It wasn't like just the outline had gold, and no, we're talking pure. The city was literally pure gold. Okay, the Lord, he actually allowed me to see it real briefly. I saw it real fast, not the whole thing, but just the beginning part. The Lord showed me that, and it was literally like John the Revelator described. The buildings were literally pure gold. I literally saw that. Yeah, that's just a quick testimony for you guys out there. That it was heavy. That was very heavy. So that what John the Revelator saw, it's very real. Revelation 21, I believe. Right there. It's all. That city was pure gold. All right, let's continue. And they shall build up the wasted cities, because after all these wars are taking place, there's going to be rebuilding, because it's going to be our kingdom next. That also goes to show you guys out there that the planet's not going to explode. Okay, because a lot of people say, oh, it's the end of the world and we're all going to die. Nah, it's the end of your world, Esau. That just means it's the end of your guys' rulership. That's all. Okay, so that's another, scripture just to give you guys faith. Let you guys know that the planet's not going to explode, because we're going to rebuild the cities. The heathens are, and we're going to, just like, right now, the heathens are above us and tell us what to do. We got next. We're going to be telling them what to do, Yeah? See that? So that right there is another scripture just to, Lord willing, give you guys some comfort out there, that hey man, this planet's not going to explode. We got next. See? Because there's going to be a rebuilding, but of the Israelites. See? None of this, wicked stuff of robots. I mean, you can see where this place is headed. Nothing but anarchy. Oh man, martial law. I mean, look at this crap, It keeps on going, Imagine that. They want to, Elon Musk wants to replace everybody with robots. You're telling me it's not madness, So a lot of people that want to, a lot of people that want to, that are into these elites, and they think that's cool. Remember, they're trying to replace. They're going to replace you. Remember, these elites, they want to get rid of 6 billion people in their new world order. See, so those of you that are like, oh yeah, we're cool with it, complete retard, because they're going to get rid of you. Are you part of that 500 million? See, everyone else, they're going to plan on, they're actually going to try to wipe out, Remember, it's not just the Israelites. They're going to wipe out the so-called Chinese, even their own people. That's why you see so-called white people, the Americans, they're complaining too. Okay? Even the people in the American military, they're not getting paid because they don't care about you either. That goes to show you, they don't care about the masses. They don't care about you in the military. They don't care about the so-called Chinese, not even their own so-called white folks. They only care about their top satanic, that little group that they have. That's it. They're literally going to try to wipe everybody out by pestilence, starving them out, martial law, all that, guillotines. Very real, So those people who don't think, oh, it's not a reality, hey, it's going to be at your door. It's going to be at your doorstep real soon, So that's why the scripture said, so what if some don't believe? Because it's coming, And those of you that are watching, you can clearly see it. You can clearly see it. You see? All right. So, yeah, it's a very, very heavy and serious situation that's going to happen. Because not just the Israelites that are going to be out here targeted by the New World Order, by Esau. No, even the so-called white people, because you can see them. Even their own kind, to show you that these elites are so selfish that they don't even care about their own people. They don't even take care of the people in their own military. You want to talk about pieces of crap, scum? Damn. They're very, very selfish people, So that's why there's going to be a major, major civil war out here. Because people are starting to wake up like, oh man, it's starting to get serious, but wait till it's actually shut down. It's going to be a major civil war out here, because people are not going to be cool with it. Because once you realize that, damn, there's nothing coming, and that these elites are really satanic, because a lot of people just laugh like, oh yeah, right, satanic, and they sacrifice babies. Get out of here, that's all conspiracy. All right, but once it comes to your family and it affects your check, your retirement, then you're gonna be like, oh shit. You're going to have no choice but to fight, But those are the hopeful elect who are protected by the Lord. Hey, you're going to be all right. All right, so that's it on today's on part 1 on the house of David will be risen.